Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today I'm going to bring you a very fast but a rather critical guide for Gyfin Underground. Now, Awakening Mystic is currently the best grinder for that spot. She is absolutely insane, and in this video I'm going to really show you how to achieve the very same top-end performance at Gyfin Underground. Now, it's a very good spot, especially when a drop percent event is going on. So, with that said, please buckle up and I'll guide you through the entire thing. Now, unlike the past two guides that I make for spots, which were Succession, this one will be obviously an Awakening one, and I want to emphasize on Awakening. I will not be talking about other classes than the Awakening Mystic, so please do bear in mind that whenever I say a couple of things, this might not apply to your class, such as consumables, etc, etc, etc. And the first thing that we really should talk about is, well, where is the grinding spot itself? Now, Gyfin Underground really has barely no difference into which camp in particular you're grinding at. All of these camps, they do have their kind of differences, and I would very much recommend you just to skip the very first camp, as there can be a little bit of issues with the event. Things are just walking all over the place. But with that said, you can really farm in every single spot. It does not matter at all. I am using currently for my Mystic a very simple add-on combination. It's pretty much the most standard Mystic add-on combination that you can see at the Mystic Striker Discord. It works perfectly well, but of course you yourself, if you like something else, you can do a couple of switches here and there, but I found that the one that the Mystic Discord provided is truly optimal for this spot. I found no reason to go other ways. I did experiment here and there, but overall it's not necessary. Now, for the food, believe it or not, Mystic on Awakening would prefer for this spot in particular, due to the back attack damage, due to the high amounts of critical hit damage that we already have, due to the pet, which is the dragon on 3 martial spirit shards, it would prefer to use a giant's draw with a perfume with the perfume of courage. So with that said, if you can afford these, you will be better than going with a frenzy and a spirit perfume elixir. So the food in particular would be exquisite cron meal for top end game performance. Now, if you were starting at something along the lines of 297 AP with about 380 DP, then I still would recommend you to go for the simple cron meal. It's just going to be safer for you, but overall, this is about the foods. Take your ready buffs, take your tent buffs, priest buffs, all of these things, and you will be set to go. The Gyfin Underground rotation splits into 3 different types of mobs with 2 events. Now let's talk about the mobs themselves. The first one will be the purple dude. Now bear in mind, most of these mobs have these 2 companions on the left and right from them. Now we don't care about these at all. We're looking to avoid all types of damage, and remember, these are by no stretch of the imagination crucial. We are looking specifically at the elites, the big guys. So, starting with the purple dude, he has a one-shottable huge AoE range ability that you really need to take care of. A very high damage ability, which is a frontal cone cast type, and a very small, absolutely inconsequential, small AoEs that are on the ground that you can simply tank or avoid, whatever you prefer. On to the blue guy. The blue guy really has nothing special. He has 2 types of attacks that he uses at random. It does not matter at all, and you always want to avoid tanking these. So the blue one is by far the easiest one to manage. And now talking about the huge red guy, which is the biggest problem for the majority of the classes. Now, the red guy has literally the strongest attack from all of these, the regular attack. All of these are gonna get you to 50% health or possibly one-shot you. You can't afford to tank a single hit from this guy. Luckily, he is very slow into the movement, therefore the back attacks will take some quite good amounts of health. But with that said, the red guy is something that you of course can deal with very easily. He does have this very weird kind of like a Pac-Man looking AoE that you can stand behind to avoid the damage, as there will be a notification with the red on the floor, but overall that's about the 3 camps. Now let's talk about the first event. Soon after you start, at about 11 minutes post your first kill, of a mob, you're going to have the first Gyfin. Despair fragment. And the Gyfin despair fragment is the type of a thing where you kill it and an event for the next 10 or so minutes will occur. Well, a lot of mobs are going to spawn. Now, these mobs barely deal any significant damage, but still there are tons of these, so you need to still take care of them. They do drop a lot of things. They do drop cappers. They do drop pretty much the same things as the rest. I'm not sure if they can drop accessories, but it truly does not matter. In this spot, we're specifically farming for the despair fragments. Now, once the despair is pretty much covered, we can get a completely random out of cooldown event with the Gyfin Butcher. And this is where really you're going to get gear checked. Now, the Gyfin Butcher spawns randomly depending on which spot you are, but always at the same particular location. What you want to do whenever you get a Butcher is really kill him as fast as possible. Usually an E buff or a 100% takes care of that relatively fast, but you cannot one-shot or deal a lot of damage to this guy in rapid succession. So once the Butcher is dead, all of the 3 camps are going to activate and they will run straight towards you. Whenever they do that, you need to understand a couple of things. A priority is needed. You need to kill first the purple one, following up to the red one, and after the red one, kill the blue one. The purple one has an instantaneous cast of his 100% death type of thing, the hardest hitting spell from all of the camps, and not many classes can tank this. You can be 416 DP, you're gonna die. So with that said, just kill the purple one, follow with the red one, and of course the blue one. If you can pile them up all together and kill them instantaneously, then that would be optimal. The moment the Butcher dies, you are going to get a huge buff. Think of it as the Elvia weapon for the next kill of the elite pack which you choose. Now, I always go for the red pack once I kill the Butcher. The red pack is the highest health pack, it's the hardest one to kill, and it definitely speeds the process of that. So, with that being said, team, this is the Gyfin Underground mechanics. It's everything that you need to know. Now, go and increase the trash per hour, baby. Talk to you soon.